So today we're going to go ahead and take a look at this NOCO GBX45 jump starter unit. This was sent out to me by NOCO for me to try out and test in exchange for this review, and I've kind of got the perfect opportunity here behind me. This van, I've got a bad habit of leaving the power inverter on, especially on Fridays for some reason. So I'll come back out to start the vehicle on Monday, it's dead. Well, I actually came out here to move the vehicle real quick the day before I go back to work and just realized I'd done that again. So my battery is pretty low and it's not even cranking over at the moment. So let's go ahead and take a second to go over this GBX45 and the features it's got to offer you, and then we'll go ahead and get this vehicle jump started and I'll show you just how easy this process is. The GBX45 is a 1250 amp unit. It's rated to be able to start up to a 6.5 liter gas engine or a 4 liter diesel engine. So this is going to take care of about 80 or 90% of you out there that have your passenger vehicles, maybe your SUVs. The only thing that this really is probably going to struggle to start is going to be like your heavy duty pickups or like something like a diesel truck that's got 2 batteries in it. This unit's going to be a little underpowered for that, and they've got bigger units on the market available for those situations. Now the GBX45 is pretty much like all the other jump packs out there. The only difference really comes down to the battery capacity and how much amperage you can put out. If you've never had one of these jump start packs before, we'll kind of briefly run you through how to use this unit and what to look for, as well as some of the features that are available on just about every unit. So basically, when you go to charge this unit up for the first time, when you get it out of the box, you're going to notice you've got charging ports here on the end. You've got a USB-C and a USB-A. The USB-A is good because if you want to use this as a power bank to basically charge a device like an iPad, a laptop, a phone, something like that, you can get 10 watts of charging capacity out of this USB-A. The USB-C can actually go input or output, so that's how you're going to actually charge the unit. What's nice about the USB-C is it's got 60 watts capable of both charging the unit itself or outputting to your devices. So if you're going to charge your unit from completely dead, you can basically on a 60 watt charger, you can charge this up in as little as 48 minutes. And on the flip side of that, if you need to charge your laptop up, having that 60 watt plug available to you is going to get that laptop charged much quicker than the 10 watt will. And that's something that NOCO's done on pretty much all their units nowadays, is having that 60 watt charger available, which makes things really handy. On the other end here, you've just got the spot where you're going to plug in your jumper cables. Now these jumper cables, I honestly feel like these are probably the best quality on the market in terms of all the brands that I've tested. They put a lot of thought into these clamps, and honestly, quality wise, I don't think anybody even rivals them. They've got really heavy clamping power on them as well. So meaning you have to basically kind of put a little bit of effort into opening those clamps up, which in my experience, these clamps stay on the terminals a lot better, especially with such a short lead cable. Sometimes you have to put these little jump boxes in weird positions, and the fact that these cables hold on when the vehicle first tries to start and it kind of jolts a little bit, that's a pretty handy thing to have. I do kind of wish they put longer leads on these things. That's kind of a sore subject for every brand and manufacturer out there. They do vary in length a little bit. The short leads, why they work, and I kind of understand why they do it, because these cables produce quite a bit of heat when you're throwing the amperage through them trying to get this thing to start. So the shorter the cable, the better the performance is going to be, the less heat it's going to produce in theory. But nonetheless, it's still pretty workable. This is a pretty compact unit, and what's nice about that is you can actually store this thing in like the glove box in a lot of cases, or just in the trunk of the vehicle, or if you've got the hatchback, and like a lot of your SUVs, they've got that storage tray underneath, which is where we typically keep these little jump starter packs in my wife's Tahoe. So that really kind of goes over the unit itself and what this thing's capable of. It also has a little flashlight here on the end, so if you push the button on the top, you'll notice that the lights kind of come on. It's pretty bright out here right now, but you can see where it has 3 levels of brightness, and it's got a strobe feature and an SOS pattern as well. If you're out in the dark and you need a little bit more light, that unit's going to be able to provide you just a little bit of light as well while you're trying to hook up to your battery to get this thing jump started. Now let's go and take a look at the vehicle here real quick. I want to show you exactly what we're dealing with. If I go in there and turn the key right now, nothing happens. So I went ahead and grabbed a multimeter. I wanted to see exactly what voltage I was dealing with on the vehicle. I'm seeing somewhere right around 5.5 volts on this battery right now. So obviously that's not going to get the vehicle started. So what we're going to go ahead and do here is I'll go ahead and get this plugged onto the vehicle. Now there's an override function on this particular unit. So essentially, if the battery voltage is too low, I can hit that override button. I think it's down to 2 volts if I remember right. But essentially what that's going to do is it's going to basically bypass all of the safety features within this unit, but it's going to give you the max voltage to the battery to be able to get this thing started. If you don't get this process done within 60 seconds, this unit will shut itself off, and then you'll have to basically go through the whole process again. Something else that's really nice about this is they usually have like a thermal protection as well as a reverse polarity. So if for some reason you were to accidentally plug your clamps up to the wrong terminals like this, it's going to give you an icon on the screen here. It's a little plus with the circle around it, basically letting you know you've reversed the polarity. You need to swap those cables around before it actually lets you go through the process and get your vehicle jump started. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch these terminals around the right way now. And like I mentioned, these clamps really clamp down on the terminals really well. I like the fact that these have so much clamping power on them. To me, that's kind of a big deal. So now that I got that on there like so, I'll just lay this on top of the battery. I'll hit the button and it's showing me I've got full battery on the actual unit itself. I'm gonna run over and see if I can start the vehicle real fast. If it doesn't start, then we'll hit that override button. So you can see this vehicle started on the first try. I didn't have to hit the override button in this case at 5.5 volts. So that kind of tells you a little bit on what this unit's capable of doing. But with this being a 4.8 liter gas engine behind me, that's how easy it was to start. And I still got room that I could step up to a larger engine and start it just as easily. So another nice thing about this pack is even if you do jump start the vehicle once, it's got enough battery capacity in it that where you could actually start the vehicle half a dozen times at least on one battery cycle before you have to go back in and charge this thing back up completely again. And even if you did forget and you used this thing too many times in a row with a jump starter, you could very easily go in and plug this into the charger for around 5 to 10 minutes and have enough capacity to where you can come out and get your vehicle jump started if you're in a situation where you needed this unit right away. That's really all there is to this little NOCO GBX45 unit. This is a great unit for pretty much everybody out there, with the exception, like I said, of those people that are driving the bigger trucks or vehicles that have multiple batteries. But 80 to 90% of you are gonna be perfectly fine with a unit like this and not having that extra size that you gotta store with you and keeping your vehicle all the time. This is really kind of the perfect size unit out there for most of you. Other than that, I think that's all I've got for you in this video, guys. I hope that was somewhat helpful. Appreciate you taking the time to watch. We'll catch you guys on the next video.